Hello, Virgo. This is your reading for the week of April 13th, or when you hear it and it resonates, and it will not be for every Virgo. So I always ask Spirit, what is it that is going to most benefit the Virgo collective, those who will be watching? And I have to say, two images came up. The second one, I'll start with the second one because I feel this is the anchor point for the reading, is I felt like I wanted to scoop you up in my arms and sit you on my knee and say, there, Virgo. You don't listen to those people. They don't know what they're talking about. You've got it all, honey. You've got it all. So you just trust and you go forth and you just be big in that world. That's what I feel like I want to say to the Virgo child. Then what I see is a Virgo adult. And I see a Virgo adult, and this would be the you I would hope you would be. And it is you cross-dressing in the most spectacular clothes with sequins and lipstick and all of this wonderful stuff. And it doesn't really matter. Male, female, male, doesn't really matter. The idea of this is it's contrary to what you would normally do, and it's just silly. And I feel like for many of you, I've pulled these cards twice and I keep getting repeats. You've got ideal childhood twice, and it goes back to, and you've got pain and virtue twice. And what I feel like this is that you have, my dears, probably for those that I'm reading for, I feel as though there's a bunch of you who experienced childhood in a way where you didn't feel as though you had the structure around you to allow yourself to take chances and really explore. Explore inward, explore who you were, explore what you wanted. And it feels to me like there was a lot of restriction in order for you to try to feel stable within a situation that was possibly not stable. Of course, many of us go through this in childhood. It's not unusual. However, what I'm feeling for you, Virgo, is that there were a lot of you who had great depth in terms of your ability to connect to your creative energy. And that because you probably were in a situation where there was a lot of judgment around what should be done, what was allowed, what was not allowed, whether it was within your specific family or your culture, that it feels to me as though there were a lot of rules, possibly moral structures, but rules for sure, that were either said to you directly or just picked up, that really created a sense of you needing to kind of hunker down yourself. So it's kind of like you didn't have a lot of room to really explore your personality because you needed to kind of hunker down into whatever you had in order to make yourself safe because the situation around you didn't feel solid. And again, it doesn't have to be it was deep trauma. It could be there was illness in the family. It could be that there was a divorce or something even underneath that you picked up in nuance, but you didn't know how to deal with. It wasn't clear, it wasn't direct, you didn't know how to address it, and you certainly didn't feel as though you had the power to be able to address an adult with it. Now, you've got the loss or liberation card here as well, and what I feel with that is if you can look back now, this is important. Okay, if you can look back now and you can say for every loss that I just heard the word perpetrated, okay? So every loss that you caused, that's important. That's important. Every loss that you caused, or every loss that you experienced at the hands of other people, okay, the loss that you watched happen around you due to adults, can you look back on that loss and can you say, where was the liberation in that? Because loss in astrology, the house of loss is also the house of liberation. So you're being asked to look at how were you set free in any of those things? Set free to, now remember, we're focusing on loss. What loss? Name what it was. It might be the loss of somebody's good opinion about you. It might be you losing a good opinion of somebody else, an idol, somebody that you valued, revered, loved, turned out to be not so nice. or have a side to them that was shocking to you. Whatever the thing is, whenever we experience a loss of something or someone, there's always something that is freed up. Mental space, energy, sometimes money, certainly time. And sometimes we lose a role. This is important, Virgo. Sometimes we lose a role that we've taken on, and sometimes this role is something we have taken on because of childhood, and we've locked into this. Now, if loss is the theme here for you now, what you're being asked to look at is the liberation, specifically so that you can see what you gained from it. And it's almost that half glass full thing. If you've been seeing these losses as glass half empty, now's the time for you to turn it around. You're also being told here, my dears, if this is going back to your childhood, please remember, so many of these things were set in place before you had a sense of personal power, before you had an understanding that there was more than just you. Because what children do, even if we have faith as a kid, which I don't think many children genuinely do, have an integrated sense of faith in something bigger than themselves, beyond their parents or their family structure. When you don't have that, you can only act within the context of what you know. And so sometimes it's doing things in our head to make what we see okay. Sometimes it is simply feeling stressed because we're constantly looking for what it is we need to do. And I say we, no, I'm not a Virgo. However, this is something that comes up very often in childhood for any sign, right? These are the behaviors, these are the coping behaviors we create in ourselves to try to feel safe. Well, now let's go back. Let's look at any of those things that you're able to look at, if you feel inclined, and say, okay, well, what did I get out of it that I didn't know? How did that free something up in me? How did I use that? How did that affect me in a positive way? And you're being told here, as you do this, remember that there is a higher divine presence that is always present in everything and everyone. And you're being asked to, as you're doing this, because it can be very painful, is to make sure that you keep yourself active with positive triggers. So, you can start by writing a list of things you like about yourself. But I also think positive triggers go way beyond our thinking and our personality. What colors excite you? What hobbies do you love to do? What music is there for you? Is there a physical exercise that you like? Is there a view? Mountains, oceans, something. Can you pull that up? Can you allow yourself to realize just how profoundly things that you choose to have in your environment can activate that positive energy and can lift you up out of the sense of loss? Now, I realize for some of you, you may be going through loss right now. And if you are going through loss right now, this might seem way too much for you to even consider if it's a current loss that you're experiencing. In which case, then, what I will say is, remember, there is divine presence, always, forever, in us as well, when we're in form and when we're not in form. And physical form, physical body. And you're being asked, be gentle, be really gently loving with yourself, keep your triggers positive, and if at all possible, maintain a sense of humor whenever you can find something to laugh at. It automatically lifts the mood and it shifts your perception. And this would be very good for you right now. Virgo, as much as I see that this could be painful for some of you, what I feel like it's really doing is it's releasing. It's allowing you to release the pain around loss by focusing instead on the liberation. Keep positive triggers around you and understand that whatever loss happened for you because of you, a lot of that was conditioning. Now you're getting to let that go. I leave you with that, my very dear Virgos. All the best.